Long before the comfort of air conditioning, central heating, or modern clothing, humans faced some of the harshest conditions the Earth has ever seen. Scorching deserts, frozen tundras, relentless storms. Every day was a test of endurance, intelligence, and resilience. Every sunrise brought new challenges. And yet, despite these dangers, humans not only survived, they thrived. How? In the bitter cold, survival depended first on clothing. Humans learned to wrap themselves in layers of furs and hides, carefully prepared from the animals they hunted. Every piece was valuable, each fur trimmed, stitched, and layered to trap heat. One night without adequate protection could mean death. Fire became indispensable, providing warmth, cooking food, and keeping predators away. Its glow brought safety, comfort, and a chance to preserve life even in the harshest winters. They learned to stack stones and branches around fires to block icy winds and retain heat, creating small microenvironments that allowed life to continue in otherwise hostile landscapes. Yet in the blazing heat of deserts and savannas, survival required a completely different strategy. Minimal clothing allowed the skin to breathe and release sweat efficiently, while natural canopies of leaves or temporary shelters offered shade. Humans adapted their daily routines to the rhythm of the sun, resting during peak heat and traveling or hunting during cooler mornings and evenings. Over generations, their bodies adapted to these extremes. Skin darkened in sun-drenched regions to protect against ultraviolet rays, while in colder regions, lighter skin absorbed what little warmth the sun could offer. Sweat became a life-saving mechanism, allowing humans to maintain body temperature even when the environment tried to overwhelm them. Shelters were more than just protection, they were the difference between life and death. In cold regions, caves lined with furs and dry leaves became sanctuaries, blocking winds and providing warmth. In hot climates, simple constructions of branches, leaves, and mud offered relief from the unrelenting sun. Fire, carefully controlled, could regulate temperature, drive insects away, or even signal to other groups across distances. These shelters were hubs of human ingenuity, where life, knowledge, and culture could grow even in the most extreme environments. Migration was another critical survival strategy. Humans were rarely stationary. Following the herds of animals that provided food, they moved with the seasons. Winters demanded proximity to rivers, coasts, or sheltered valleys. Summers called for higher ground or shaded areas. These migrations were precise, guided by knowledge passed orally from one generation to the next. They understood not only where to go, but when to go and who to travel with. Such movements required careful planning, cooperation, and an intimate knowledge of the landscape, as the wrong decision could lead to starvation, exposure, or death. Water and food were lifelines. In deserts, it was a precious commodity, and early humans learned to store it, locate hidden springs, or follow the tracks of animals to find it. In freezing regions, high-calorie fatty foods provided energy and warmth, while in tropical or arid areas, fruits, roots, and water-rich plants were essential. Hunting and foraging were strategic activities timed to the environment. In scorching heat, hunts took place in early morning or late evening. In icy regions, humans tracked animals through snow and ice, often over long distances. Every decision, every meal, every step was informed by the environment and could mean the difference between life and death. But survival was not only physical, it was deeply social and mental. Humans formed communities, cooperating to build shelters, share firewood, and protect one another. Knowledge about weather, hunting, and safe water sources was passed down orally in stories and songs from one generation to the next. Elders taught the young how to read signs in the land, understand the behavior of animals, and anticipate dangerous weather. Cooperation and communication were as vital as skill with weapons or fire. Alone, a human might survive briefly, but together, communities thrived for generations. Humans also learned to adapt their behavior in nuanced ways. In heat, they conserved energy, moved strategically, and sought out shade or water sources. In cold, they developed routines to maintain warmth, collecting fuel, insulating shelters, huddling together for shared heat. Every habit, every action, every choice was informed by observation and experience accumulated over thousands of years. Life demanded vigilance, adaptability, and foresight. Over time, these strategies shaped not just survival, but human evolution itself. Extremes of heat and cold forced humans to think critically, plan ahead, and develop sophisticated social structures. They created tools, refined hunting methods, and invented strategies that made survival possible in environments that might have seemed impossible to endure. Each innovation, be it clothing, fire, migration, or cooperation, was a stepping stone towards the humans we are today. Even their minds were shaped by these challenges. Understanding the land, predicting weather, and cooperating socially required intelligence, foresight, and emotional awareness. Communities had to share resources equitably, make decisions that affected survival, and adapt to sudden changes in the environment. Human resilience was tested daily, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and socially. Today, we live surrounded by comfort, climate control, and abundant food, yet deep inside, the instincts and lessons of our ancestors remain. Our bodies respond to heat and cold in ways shaped by thousands of generations. Our social instincts, resourcefulness, and ability to adapt were forged in extreme environments. Prehistoric humans survived the world at its harshest, and in doing so, created the humans we are today. So, next time you step outside into blazing sun or biting cold, remember the survival skills we take for granted were earned over millennia through struggle, observation, cooperation, and sheer ingenuity. The heat and cold didn't defeat our ancestors, they shaped humanity itself, teaching lessons we carry in our bodies, minds, and communities. And their story is a reminder that resilience, knowledge, and cooperation are timeless keys to survival. The extremes of nature didn't just challenge them, they forged the very essence of what it means to be human.